It's January 20th, 2026, and if you just started guitar this month, I need to have a serious talk with you. January 17th just passed. Researchers call it Quitter's Day, the day more than 50% of people abandon their New Year's resolutions. By the end of January, nearly 80% are done. And guitar has an even higher quit rate. But here's the thing, those people quit because they were taught wrong. And I'm going to show you 4 things that separate the 20% who make it from the 80% who don't. And if you're doing even one of these things wrong, you're making guitar way harder than it needs to be. So put your phone down for a couple minutes. This could be the difference between becoming a guitar player and becoming a statistic.
If you just pay attention, you might just learn something here.
What's up, everybody? This is AJ Hansen from Level Up Your Guitar, where I teach cool songs organized in a level-based playlist that make you better fast. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. I drop fresh lessons every week. Today's going to be a little bit different from my usual song tutorial. Today I'm breaking down 4 essential principles I call the Luigi Method. Yeah, it's Level Up Your Guitar, but it's Luigi, like from Super Mario.
Ha-ha! Yes! You just got Luigi'd!
The proven system that puts you in the 20% who actually succeed. And this ain't your grandpappy's guitar teaching. This gets results in 2026 and beyond. Alright, time for some brutal truth, and I need you to hear this. Learning songs you don't love is the express lane to quitting guitar. Let me tell you about a longtime student I've had, Victor. Victor came to me after a month or 2 of lessons with someone else, and the teacher he had didn't teach him any songs that he liked. And I asked Victor, what do you like? And he said, well, I love Pigs on the Wing by Pink Floyd. And I said, well, it has a few curveballs, but it's absolutely doable. In his first lesson, we got through the first page, and I watched his entire face change from, why am I playing guitar, to, I can't wait to play this until my wife can't stand it. And because of that care and that trust, Victor is still with me 10 years later and one of my closest friends. And you know why Victor didn't quit? Because he avoided Quitter's Day. And he did start with me in January. He was 2 months in with his old teacher and ready to be part of that 80%. But the moment we connected his passion to the practicing, everything changed. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to learn a language by only reading tax documents. Technically, you're learning words and grammar, but you'd hate every second of it. Guitar is the same way. And before I even teach a new student their first chord, I have them create a Spotify playlist. Not a few songs here and there, but every song that they love or imagine themselves playing. Because here's what happens when you're struggling with that chord change on Tuesday night. That playlist reminds you why you picked up the guitar in the first place. Your passion is the fuel, at least in the beginning. The technique is just the vehicle. Choose songs that excite you and you'll practice without even realize you're working at it. All right, this next one is definitely gonna rustle some jimmies, but hear me out. Forget and just ditch open position cowboy chords like G, C, and D. At least when you're first starting, like the first couple weeks. And I know, because I took lessons, I've taught lessons for a long time, did this myself. But every guitar teacher's last forever has started students with the cowboy chords. But the problem is they're generally pretty hard for your fingers to learn in the first few weeks. Your fingers don't want to stretch, and it's like asking someone to run a marathon and they haven't even jogged around the block. And you know what happens? People think, I guess my hands just aren't made for guitar, and they become part of the 80%. Instead, just start with 2-finger chords. And you're probably like, but AJ, you absolute paragon of guitar wisdom, won't that sound too simple or beginnerish? No, and let me show you. So there's a short little excerpt of the verse and the chorus of Rockin' in the Free World by Neil Young. And I did do a video of that one a couple months ago, so go ahead and check that out, but we'll talk more about that later. But these 2-finger chords can sound exactly what you hear on the radio or Spotify. I'm dating myself already, jeez. But these 2-finger chords that I just demonstrated sound really close to what you hear on the radio. And you can play full recognizable songs that people will actually recognize and be pretty impressed. And I've got an entire playlist on my channel called Level 3 2-finger chord songs. And it covers multiple genres. And if you notice, especially during the chorus, I was playing this shortcut G, D, and C. That ring finger's not moving at all. So in that playlist, I would, if you're just starting out, maybe just a week or two into it, just start from that playlist, level 3. You don't have to start at 1 or 2. So start with Sweet Home Alabama first. Then the second one, which is about the same difficulty, would be The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And then the third one, definitely do Rockin' in the Free World. Once you get 3 songs under your belt, you'll start being like, okay, I've got a couple wins of songs that don't require me to do these crazy switches. Because playing these open position cowboy chords, they're stretchy, but because you're using 3 fingers, it becomes a lot more difficult to go from chord to chord. So playing a chord by itself is generally not too bad, but switching is hard because now you've got 3 fingers to do instead of either 2 or in some cases just 1 finger. And here's my personal favorite stat from 28 years of playing, multiple music degrees, 26 years of teaching, and nearly 30,000 lessons taught. No one has ever run up to me and asked me to play a scale. They always want to hear a song. Dude, can you play Sweet Child of Mine? Play Freebird. I always get that one. Or play Aerials. It's always a song every time. So start with songs, build some confidence, then add some complexity. Now, it can't all just be songs that's basically just giving you dessert all the time. You're gonna need a few vegetables, but stick with me. Now, if you're in your first days, weeks, or even first month of playing guitar, there's really only one scale exercise you should focus on. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1 chromatic scale. Let me show you. Now, you might have seen this exercise before, or maybe you're already playing it. But here's how we actually make it fun. We're gonna turn it into a game and time yourself. So grab your phone right now, and if you want to pause this video and just try it out, go for it. So hit the timer, play through it, and generally when I teach this on day 1, anything under 2 minutes and 30 seconds is very good. Then by week 2, I generally like to see my students about 1 minute, maybe 1:15 if they struggled a bit, or under a minute. And for my students who are like, oh, I want to get really good at this, they're really digging it, I kind of create a bronze, silver, and gold timing. So under a minute is bronze, 45 seconds is silver, and then once they're at 30 seconds, that's the gold medal. And that's where I would actually start introducing a metronome. But generally 30 seconds is very, very fast for a total beginner. But once you're consistently under 1 minute, you can introduce a second variation.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
1, 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 3, 1. I'll show you quick. Now here's the really cool thing that I see like 90% of the time. You'll probably play this more complex pattern the first time faster than you played the original one. Why? Because you've already trained the muscle memory. Now it's just getting your brain to recognize a different sequence. Now my students generally crush it once we gamify it because everybody loves to race the clock. Plus the chromatic exercises make sure that you're using all 4 fingers equally. And please, for the love of all things holy guitar playing, do not neglect your pinky. That little finger is going to be the secret weapon later on. By the way, if you want me to create a custom practice plan based on your specific favorite songs, based on where your fingers are struggling, and based on your goals, not some generic beginner path, check out the private lesson link below. But first, let's hit the last point. Now here's probably one of my top 3 asked questions I get. They go, AJ, how do I know I'm actually improving? So, actually really simple and fun. So once you've learned a song, you'll often hear people say, play with a metronome. It's like, no, don't do that.
I think it's good, except it sucks.
That isn't very persuasive to get people to actually play every day. It's usually just frustrating. So I'll give you something way better. Instead, pull up your song on YouTube. Then, I believe in that corner, click the little gear setting button, go to the playback speed, and you'll see the slider where you can adjust the song speed in 5% increments. Dial in a speed that you can handle. I recommend starting at 65% speed if you're not sure, and just start playing with the song. And as you get better and better, pump up the speed. And the best part is you can see your progression in real numbers. Last week you play a song at 70%, this week you're at 85%. And that's not guessing if you're getting better, that's proof. So you can keep pushing until you hit 100%. And here's the momentum secret. Once you get a song to about 80-90%, start learning a new song. And while you continue pushing that first one up to 100, this keeps the variety high, prevents burnout from perfectionism, we don't need that, and it maintains your excitement. And by the time you hit 100%, you're not just playing the song, you're owning it. And that feeling, that's what keeps you coming back every single day. And there you have it, the Luigi Method for beginning guitar in 2026 and beyond if you're in the future. So here's your action plan. Make your Spotify playlist tonight. Start with the 2-finger chords in the playlist that I'll post at the end in this top corner. Gamify the chromatic scale, time yourself, and use the YouTube speed slider to track every song win. And that's it. That's a system that turns why am I playing guitar into I can't wait to play this until my wife can't stand it. Remember those quitter day stats? 80% quit by the end of January? But not you. You've got the Luigi Method now. You're in the 20%. Like I said before, this ain't your grandpappy's guitar teaching method. This is what actually works for modern learners. I've watched it transform thousands of students in just weeks. If this helped you level up, smash the like button and subscribe for more lessons that make you better fast. I'm going to include my Chromatic Collection ebook in the free sheet music link. It has 35 practical exercises that you could play for months. And when you're ready for personalized guidance, check out the private lesson link below or scan the QR code. That's where we can really accelerate your progress. Keep playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Please, you give me too little credit.